Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're back in the kitchen and we're still on that keto trend. So we're gonna make a keto chocolate silk pie. Let's go see what the ingredients are. All right, so these are the ingredients that we're gonna use today. We're gonna use some almond flour, coconut flour, or erythritol. This one is a sweetener. It's called monk fruit sweetener. You can also use a stevia sweetener as well. We have our vanilla, homemade vanilla, an egg, some salt, baking powder, unsweetened cocoa powder, 2 packs of the Philadelphia cream cheese or whatever brand you like best, a stick of butter, which is 8 tablespoons. We have some sour cream and some heavy whipping cream. All right, so our first step is we're going to take about a teaspoon of butter, and I'm just going to use the stick because it's easier to hold, and we're going to go ahead and butter our baking dish. So this can be a pie pan, or I have this fluted pie pan here, whatever you have on hand. And I'm just gonna give it a nice coating all the way around so that our crust doesn't stick. All right, now we're gonna combine our dry ingredients. So I have 1 cup of almond flour and a 1/2 cup of coconut flour. I'm gonna combine those here in this bowl along with our artificial sweetener. So this is erythritol. You can also use stevia, or you can use a blend of whichever one is your favorite. This is the granulated sweetener. We're just gonna give this a stir. We're gonna add in our salt and our baking powder. It's an 1/8 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And we're gonna give this a stir as well. I'm just gonna make sure that all the baking powder and salt gets fully combined. All right, so I'm just blending this butter. Again, you can use a pastry cutter if you have one of those, pastry tool. I do have one, but I just happen to have my fork handy, so I grabbed it instead. And these are almost pea-sized pieces, so we're gonna blend it a little bit more and then add our wet ingredients. All right, now we have 1 egg, and I went ahead and beat the egg. So 1 beaten egg. You can use a medium or large egg. And we have 1½ teaspoons of vanilla. I'm gonna give this a stir.
While we stir, like and subscribe.
Thanks, Alex. I'm just gonna combine this until it forms a ball. All right, so here we now have our dough. This is our pie dough. Now this is a basic pie dough keto recipe. You can do all almond flour. If you don't like the coconut flour, you can do the mix like I did. Use whatever other keto friendly flour that you like. But now that we have our ball, we're gonna put it in our pan. All right, so I'm just gonna lightly press it in. It's nice and soft. It's kind of like Play-Doh, I guess. And we're just gonna kind of push this in all the way around until we get it all the way up along the side. So it's gonna be kind of thin. If it starts to stick, you can use a little bit of cold water on your fingers so it doesn't stick. This one seems to be doing a pretty good job. All right, so we have our pie crust pushed out to the edges. So we are going to just poke some holes in here so that the air doesn't get trapped and form any kind of strange bubbles under our dough. And now we're gonna bake it at 375 degrees for 11 minutes. All right, while our crust is baking, we're gonna go ahead and start on our filling. We have 16 ounces of cream cheese, that's 2 blocks of cream cheese. We have 4 sticks of butter, and it's lightly softened / melted. We have our 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. We have a 1/2 cup of the erythritol or stevia if you want to do that. And we have 4 tablespoons of sour cream. And we're gonna combine this together with our mixer and be right back. All right, this is our crust after 11 minutes. The edges start to brown a little quicker, so I'm gonna put this cover over the edges and put it back in the oven for 5 minutes.
Yum yum.
All right, so we beat our cream cheese just enough to kind of loosen it up, get it a little softened. We're gonna add our butter. That's 4 tablespoons, and we're gonna add our sour cream. And that's also 4 tablespoons. and then we're gonna add our vanilla. Half a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, and for our sweetener, I added a half cup of the erythritol sweetener. And then we have a half a cup of cocoa powder. So I'm gonna give this a mix as well. All right, we have our mixture all blended up. It's kind of thick here, so you can see it's quite dense. So the next step is to get our heavy cream started, and we'll show you how we do that step. All right, so we have our heavy duty mixer now because we are going to whip this cream. I have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna add that to our blender here. And we're gonna put this, whip it on high until it becomes soft peaks. All right, so right now we have what I would call soft peaks. They kind of stand a little bit but fold a little bit. So it's a really good time to add our erythritol, or your sweetener that you want to add, and we're going to put it back on until it comes to stiff peaks. It won't take but just a minute or two. All right, we now have our stiff peaks. It is quite stiff. As you can see here, it just kind of holds its place very well. We're going to add our cream cheese mixture now, a little bit at a time, a folding in, you can say, to our mixture, but we're going to let our beater here fold in just a little bit at a time, very, very slowly. And we're going to continue to add more until it's all incorporated. I'm just going to do a little bit at a time and let our mixer do the work. Alright, so it's almost blended. I'm just going to give it a few more manual folds here to get it all folded in nice and well with our whipped cream and our cream cheese mixture. In the meantime, our pie shell has come out of the oven. So it cooked for 11 minutes, and then you could put foil on it or covered the edges so they don't burn, and then cooked it for another 5 minutes to give it a nice golden color. So it has been cooling while we are mixing the rest of these ingredients together. So you want this to be nice and cool before you put in your cold ingredients. So we're going to give this a little bit more of a stir, and then we'll be ready to pour it in our dish. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fill our pan with our filling. All right, so I'm just filling our pie shell now with our mixture. And this is very similar to how you would do a chocolate silk pie, only we substituted the crust for a keto-friendly crust, and we substituted the sugar for erythritol. Or you can use another sweetener that you like that is also keto-friendly. So, and keto is ketosis. It's a type of diet that people use for low carb, mostly low calories. And this one is a great recipe to use if you just need a little something sweet, or if you want to serve something sweet to the whole family but not have so many calories or carbs. All right, so I've created a little chocolate drizzle here, and I'm just going to do a tablespoon of melted salted butter, and you do 2 teaspoons of your cocoa powder, and you just give it a little stir until it becomes just a nice dark thick chocolate spread, and that's what we're going to use to decorate the top of our pie here. I don't do anything really fancy. I'm just going to spoon it on and let it drizzle off the spoon. And there you have it, a keto-friendly chocolate silk pie. We hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. It was a fun one to make. It smells really good. We're gonna set it in the fridge for about 3 hours. We're gonna cover it first just very loosely and chill it for 3 hours, and then it's ready to serve. So let us know if you try out this recipe and if you like it or not. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.